Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of FoolsTown here in City Skylines 2, where today I'm about to build something that I already know I am going to regret. So you may be wondering then, why are you doing it, Seniac? Well, because I like problems always. And what I mean by this is we currently have an issue in the city. Now, when I zoom right out, if you want to get from over here to over there, or just kind of crisscross the whole city in general, there's two major highways. There's this one that runs at the bottom, and there's this one that runs at the top. And that is the only way you can cross this river. Now, this one's not too bad because there's a third one in the middle, but also there's not really that much going on this side. It's just the sheer amount of people living on this side of the river, or both sides, is becoming a slight issue. And it's more apparent in the fact that we're having backlog for days, people trying to get in and out. Everyone's trying to get out of here right now to get across. Now, you could argue, well, it's all because this junction here is causing the problems. And while I will agree, yes, it is. Because they're trying to go from the far right lane to merge to the far left lane to turn off and get out of here, and it's just not working. And then you kind of have the same problem over here too. There's a bunch of vehicles driving down, and hold on, the game has just gone oof, there we go, and they're having the same problems too. While it does flow a little bit better over here, it's still a little bit of a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a bridge directly in the middle to give them a third option to get in and out of these two areas, vice versa, over the river. And see if we can solve some problems. But I know that this third bridge is going to be a big mistake because it's central. It's probably going to be the most preferred one to use, and the one that's going to cause us the most issues. So if you are enjoying City Skylines 2 and FoolsTown, make sure you smash that like button down below. We recently just implemented a brand new subway system, so hopefully that takes off as time goes on. If you are new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when more episodes do come out. Now, you're probably thinking, Seniac, well, why don't you fix these issues? Listen, the game stresses me out, okay? I've done many junctions, and at the end of the day, I find the bigger the road in terms of how many lanes, the more problems you have. Now, you could argue, well, yeah, you've got this. My game is going to like die in a minute. What's going on? I have got these two lanes turning out onto that. It's not the best system. But when you got people trying to take this right-hand lane over here and cross three junctions to get to where they need to get to, three lanes to get to where they need to get to. Watch this white car here. He's just turned from that lane. Right, we're going to wait a minute. I'm going to try and fast forward. I don't know what's going on right now, but my game feels like it's on its last legs. Right, will it do its turn? And you could argue it's all to do with the nodes as well. And yeah, that is a big issue. I feel like this car's going to go straight on right now and embarrass us all. Will it do it? Will it? Won't it? No, it's turning. Imagine doing that on a highway. That is so dangerous. And off it goes. Now, you could argue I've got junctions in the wrong places. Like, there is a node here and there. So what I will do is I'll delete that, and then we'll just run a 4-lane road all the way back. So I'll do this anyway to kind of, I wouldn't say solve our issues, but just to ease our burden ever so slightly. So if I go to there with that, bam. Now, is there a node anywhere? There is one there. It's kind of annoying, isn't it? It's kind of annoying. But let's just forget that for a moment, okay? There's many things I can do to this, but I like chaos. This is not a Seniac City Skylines video without a little bit of chaos. Now, I've already set up the perfect location for this bridge. Now, when we look at the city from this side, how do we implement a bridge in the middle? Well, we've got the road here, which we can actually implement two bridges, thinking about it. I've got a road here that could go straight over down that big boulevard, which is perfect. I also have this road, which is the one I was going to pick over everything, going all the way through. And then where it stops there is a bit awkward. We can bridge it up, take it all the way over into this road here, leading down to the highway connection. Perfect, right? But now looking at it, there's definitely room for a bridge here. I don't think that... Oh, there could be a room for a bridge scooting up and over, but I'm really asking for trouble if I did one there. So maybe we can get a third and a fourth bridge in. Who knows? Who knows? Now, I don't know what's happened with my game today. This will be the last time I complain about this. I've woke up today, I've turned on my computer, I've loaded up City Skylines 2, And I feel like my computer is having an absolute meltdown. I don't know what's going on today, but it's giving my PC an absolute meltdown. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to rejig this little section first. We'll rejig it all because we need to elevate this up and over. I know these buildings need a road, but we'll bring this road down and then we'll turn it in this way. It'll allow us to build in this little area as well. Now that there is a 8-lane road. There's 4 and a 4. And the road over here is a 6-lane road. So I'll do it as the 6-lane road. Now I could do it as a highway road, but I'm not going to. And there's a huge reason I'm not going to do a highway road is because these roads, their speed limit is lower. So I don't want it to be a highway road because everybody's going to use it, which they're going to do anyway. I still want to feel like this is the quicker route because of the speed limit differences. I'm hoping that's what we can do, but I know 100% that's not how it's going to work. So is it possible to, actually we'll freehand this by the way. I want to know if it's going to be possible right now to go up and over and then go down. Right, I might have to do this in a few stages because we do have to go over a train line, which I'm hoping we can maybe... Right, that's a 7.5 there. I'm hoping we can maybe... Right, that works there. Get that over, which is not a problem. We've now hooked ourselves up. So hopefully, I mean, it's a little bit off-centered. It's massively off-centered, isn't it? It's massively off-centered. Right, let me go there. And it's a 7.5 or even a 10 if I can get it all the way up. There. And then straight over. Well, that worked out really well, didn't it? Right, that's a lot better. That is a lot better. And we're going to take this all the way over. This is going to be ridiculous. This is a ridiculous bridge that we're now about to build. But we've got to figure out where it kind of connects. Now, I think we'll go straight here. And then we'll have to bend it at some point. So we'll bend it once we connect to this piece of land there. So let's put the snapping back on. Now, I can build a bridge. We have a 6-lane bridge here, which I can build. I'm going to have to redo. That's an 8-lane. I can do the Golden Gate Bridge, which I feel like it would be a bit too chaotic. But let me just delete this highway here, and then we'll replace it back in. So we'll go for this normal bridge here to begin with. Right. The snap is there. But it's a question of how far do I bring it in. Right, the snap's there. That is a big bridge, isn't it? That is a big bridge. I love it. It looks so good. It does look so good. Now, while it does feel a little bit high there, I'm going to redo the elevation up. I'll sort out the train line. But it brings us in to almost, at this point, the right level, which it's not too far off. Just a nice little bend and turn, and then we're all good. So let me just... Oh, I have to reposition that bus stop. Okay, let me just delete all of this for a split second. Because a lot of this stuff is now going to have to be repositioned. Right, delete what I can. Very good, sir. Very good. And let's try and get these now connected. So back down to Earth at 0. Why is that not... Okay, why does that not want to connect? What's going on there? Also, am I in underground mode? Oh, I'm on bridge. That's why. I'm on the bridge. Right, so the snap there would happen here. So if I bring this back to about there. And then where's the snap here? The snap is there to there. Right, nice little gradient up. Nothing too crazy. But I feel like, to be honest with you, I feel like we need to be a little bit higher on the gradient. So if I delete... I'm going to delete that. I'm actually going to re-delete it because I want to, at this point, be a little bit higher. Because now I'm realizing the elevation differences. Because I want to be able to get the road to go underneath. So we get to there, and I'll raise this up to a 10. There we go. And then the snap on that is there to here, which will bring down to a 5. That's not a... Oh, you know why it's not a bend? It's because I'm not on the correct road. Right. Down to a 5. All good. Straight in. Right. It's only so I can bring that road down so I can access a little bit of this dead space. That's pretty much all I want to do with it. Now, what I'll do is I'll get rid of this bus route. Or where the bus was going to originally stop there. And I'll redo it at some point. I'll get this road coming back down right now. Now I know what space I've got available. Can that go under? No. Treat that as a little bit of a dead spot. Now, they're going to use this bridge so much. Because I've just now created a really, really short route. But I'm hoping, because of the speed limit difference on say, this bridge versus the highway roads, I'm still hoping they use the other sides. I just know that this is going to be ridiculously utilized. Now, I don't like the drop off here, so I'm going to reposition that the train line. So if I delete there to there and then go straight down, so large roads, and I've got to freehand it as well. So if I go bam. Does that look a little bit better? I mean, it's still horrible, but I've got to have it a certain angle anyway because of the train line. So trains, which is here, train tracks. Hopefully this does not go underneath. Oh, it goes to there. That's weird how I can build it to there, but I can't build it anywhere else. That's really weird, isn't it? I don't quite get that. Right, we'll bring it down a little bit anyway, not by 10. By 2.5. Wait, what? What is it that it can't go any further? Right, down by a 0.5. Under and then back up. There you go. No issues. No issues. Well, it is going to cause issues with these two buildings, so I'll quickly delete that. We'll get the highway road back in as well. And then we'll truly see if it was the right decision, which I 100% know it was not the right decision. I 100% know. You haven't got to say anything in the comment section right now. I know this is a complete and utter terrible idea. Okay? It's a terrible idea. You haven't got to tell your boy twice. Right, I'm going to bring that across there. And where can I get this to? We'll take it from the long one. Just to go through there, just so we're accessible. That's mainly what it's down for. So I can run some more housing and stuff like that. It's all good. It's all good. So we're in. We're now in. We're now connected. That's over there. I will have to maybe take some roads off these junctions. Because it's too many stops and starts that they're going to have to do to try and travel through. But that's going to change everything right now. Now, what we'll do, we'll see how overloaded that this bridge becomes, and then I'll think about building the second bridge. Which the second one here, it won't be... I don't think it will... I think it will be this level going in. I don't know if I want to make it cross this highway. We'll see. We'll see. So play mode then. And we'll now wait for vehicles to utilize this bridge. It's gonna cause chaos, this is. It's gonna cause absolute chaos. So I think these vehicles here are the ones that were originally on the road underneath and now have to be now switched up. But we'll see what happens. So with that happening in the background as well, we've also got this going on. Which it's not... I don't want to talk about this, okay? I don't want to talk about it. It just seems to be... This is okay, it's not so much this junction, because I know this is a terrible setup or system, but if I look at this, for example... Now this, right, I've used lane math, okay? Lane math to turn off, 2 to continue, okay? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Over here, we've used lane math, and then at this point here, we use slip roads. Now that does what it needs to do, okay? And I've even got it over here as well. We've got, you know, slip roads going off. So I've used a variety of lane math and slip roads. But it seems to be no matter what I use, right, no matter what I use, lane math or slip roads, it still causes the same issues. People in the far right lane that van there is going to turn off. People in the far right lane will quite happily dive bomb across 3 lanes to turn off. Now, I know we've got the mods. I know we have the mods and all that, but I want proper lane connectors. I want the real lane connectors, boys. I want to be able to kind of say, like, from quite far back, from this point, if you're in this lane right now, you're dedicated to go straight on. And you may not turn. Because the AI, even though it's meant to be smart in this game, it's dumb. The AI is stupid. But anyway, vehicles are now going across the big bridge, which is going to overload this area, but I'm hoping the roundabout will do its job. It does lead straight to the highway as well. But the big one will be this road leading into here. We're going to see a lot of issues with stopping and starting, which is going to cause some backlogs on these double roundabouts as well. This is why I said I know it's going to cause me big issues. Real big issues. But you know what? Let's build this one now. I'm not going to wait for that, because at the moment it's okay with minimal traffic. Now, when it comes to this one, right, we're going to lead that straight in. This happens to be an 8-lane road, so we have to switch to a 6, because this is not an... Oh, wait, hold on. This is an 8-lane road. Okay. Now, do I want to incorporate this double junction setup right now? Because that's going to cause some big issues too. Or do I bridge this up? My only problem is if I bridge it up, I've got this overhead, which is quite close, and I've got the bus depot, which might take a slight little beating as well. Where can I reposition the bus depot if needs be? Can I place it like here? No. I can't place it there. Maybe I can place it underneath if I can extend that road coming down. We'll see. We'll see. So what I'll do, obviously by deleting roads, it puts more emphasis like on traveling faster and then using different stops. But I think I'm going to have to elevate this as well. So this is different right now because this is an 8-lane road, which I don't think it's the best idea to do it. But then again, when it comes to the roads, I can use the 8-lane divided cable stayed bridge. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? It is a bit of a mouthful. So let's put the snapping back on. Back down to earth. We bring it slightly out, and then we raise it up to a 10. And we'll go to there. So we're at our 10 marker right now. We'll delete that. Oh, that becomes like a roundabout. We have subconsciously created like a little awkward roundabout. So we'll lead this over then and let it run its course. So that gets to here, which will elevate up. And I think we're having issues because of this here. So we have to delete this road. So back down again. And then all the way across. So where's the snapping? The snapping. The snapping is about there. So if I bring this up to about like a 15. Because I know that this land over here is slightly a bit higher. It gives me room to make the roads go underneath it. Okay. Right, I'm not going to be able to get the bus station. I might be able to get a road underneath this now because of how this all now kind of comes together. But I like it. I like the elevations. I like the overpasses, the underpasses. It adds a little... It makes the city more three-dimensional. Right, that can go straight through. That can go straight through. Oh, hold on. There we go. So like I said, either this is going to be a good idea or this is also going to be a terrible idea. But I'm going to delete the road here and here. And let me just delete these buildings for a second. Oh, what am I bulldozing? Oh, the transformer. Okay. Right, let me delete you, delete you. I'm going to have to rejig this transformer real quick. I'll put it just there. And then we're going to have to hook up the power line underneath. So if I quickly delete to there. And then the power line going under to there. Right. We'll leave it like that for now. Probably overload with the grid. But that's going to bend round and connect straight into this. Which is a lot shorter of a route. I feel like I should actually get it into this because of this. But then that might cause big traffic issues. But then they are able to access the train station from this side. Oh, I might have to move that train station at some point as well. Right. Back down with the snapping then. So cutting across. Oh, get off that bridge. 8-lane road. Oh, it's an 8-lane road divided. There we go. And then we've got to bring this up to a 10. Now, big problem is we've got to do it to a 10 quite early on. That's a 15, so we'll do a 10. As early as we can get it, so there. And then where does the bend take place? Or I might just kind of go completely for all the way for it. Hold on, if I come off this. It's actually quite awkward, the bend. It's very awkward, that is, isn't it? what's going on? What's going on, Seniac? Right, let me do to there, and then where does this bend want to take place? There it wants to take place. Alright, it's not perfect, but it will do the job. It will do the job, but this is going to have the same issues as well, with the fact that it's a short run to these double roundabouts, a couple of stops, but that leads directly over. It's a different bridge altogether. You can see the differences in the two bridges, but it's not perfect, and it's probably going to have a few little issues along the way. Not probably, 100% it's going to have some issues along the way. Right. You're to there. I'm trying to lead this all now under. And it won't do because of the pillars, so I don't think it's a wise idea to have that. So we'll delete all of this here for just a moment. Now, I'm going to delete this road. And I'll have this road here tear all the way through. Which, it's on a slight angle. I don't like that. I'll redo it. And there's a reason for this. And let me just now redo the zoning issue that I've now just caused. Reason for it is I'm going to delete this road. And then run you up to there. It's how I'm dividing the amount of junctions on that 8-lane road. So get all this sorted back again. So now if I'm having 3, we've got 2 junctions split. And then what you'll do, you'll use this road or this road as being as you turn off to go up and down. But I think I've also now caused, I won't say an issue, the fact that I'm never going to overload them filtering into this side of the train station. But I know the train station is going to be an issue. So that is something I'm well aware of and something that I'm going to have to redo at some point. It just depends on whether these bridges are staying or not. That's what it depends on. So the buildings will get abandoned, the ones you've had to kind of rejig. We could do the same thing to this. We've taken this road here. And running it directly up to minimize the amount of junctions on the road. So if I delete you and delete you and then run up from there. Now I know it causes a little bit of kerfuffle, but it allows us to take 2 additional junctions off so the vehicle backlog is not too negative. Now I'll let these guys, well, I say let them kind of delete themselves, but I'll delete them. And it creates a little bit of a better entrance. I mean, they're having a nightmare over here, don't get me wrong. I've got to delete them because otherwise they build awkwardly. They do build awkwardly. So we'll see some problems. We 100% will see some problems. This is going to be a big problem. The amount of vehicles trying to filter into the train station. But I'm hoping these guys over here are more likely to use this side. You never know. You never know at this point. It's all stressful. It's all low-key stressful. So somehow the bus depot is still connected and still works, but I can't see how that is, you know, functional. But, oh, I'm about to say, can I get a road squeezer through there? But we're not going to be able to. Let me just readjust this all right now. I'm going to move this real quickly. Where can I pull it so it's kind of slightly out the way? Right, just put it there. I'm just wondering if there's something I can do here to kind of play around with this. So if I put this way, just out of interest, if I put that way, and I put this bus depot then... Oh, so my idea is to run a road leading up here. And let's just pray... Oh, hello. Let's just pray I can put this... Oh, I can. There we go, boys. It's a nice little transport hub over here, isn't it? It's our nice little transport hub. So, a few vehicles using that bridge right now. So, the idea is that we slowly start to see less people. I mean, this highway here is cleared. It's only when rush hour appears is when we get the issues. But what about the one over here? Now, that's going to take a while to kind of clear. It does backlog quite a bit. But it's a case of once it's all cleared and then the next lot of rush hour begins, then how do we see the issues? Because this is a problem as well. Roundabouts just don't work properly in the game, I've noticed. Nobody really gives way. Oh, it's all crazy, isn't it? It's all crazy. Right, but it's interesting. We'll just see what happens. So we've got a big issue right now with the amount of vehicles trying to get in and out, but I'm hoping more people use that. But it's just the fact that we've got these short roads is where we got the issue. I mean, I could force them all and delete this road here to use, at the moment, just this side, so they come away from all of this chaos. But it will only cause a backlog of traffic leading up there to there. But I'm just going to see what I can do to clear this junction. So, the problems will begin at some point. They will begin. But at least I said it at the start of this episode that I know I'm going to have issues with this. But I've now got an additional 2 ways to cross the river. Only time will tell if that was a good or a bad idea. So, backlog coming in right now. Oh, I think they just waited. A train's just passed by. Yeah, a train's just passed by. So, now they can go. Now they can go. We should also think about maybe trying to do something with changing the elevation of the train line, sink it down a bit. Because I did like the idea of the trains crossing through and them stopping and starting. But now I know to the extent of what traffic I do have, it is a slight issue. But then again, I can completely delete this turn here, not allow them to do that, force them to use all of this. But then we'll be overloading this junction. But the backlog is slowly dying down. But that's mainly to do with the fact that it's 3:30 a.m. in the morning. So give them time. We'll have issues still. We'll still have issues, but just give them time. Give them time. And you can also argue maybe the backlog's dying down because less vehicles are joining this because they're now choosing to go across my 2 new bridges. Which is slightly worrying because then in rush hour we're going to see it completely overloaded. But this is doing what I wanted it to do anyway. Only time will tell if it was a good idea. I'm probably instantly going to regret it anyway. But there's no harm in having additional roads across the river. It just spreads out the demand for the traffic. Now, what's going on over here then? It's just a lot of craziness going on. It's mainly these guys also filtering in. I've never ever liked cloverleafs. I'll be real with you right now. I've never ever liked them. The only reason I got it in is because it was a pre-built junction. I thought it would just look cool, but I've never liked them. They are just 100% traffic magnets. I don't think we even have any. I could be wrong, but I don't think we even have any cloverleafs in the UK. I could be completely wrong though. I'm sure someone's gonna go, "Well, Saniac, there's one near me," but not that I'm kind of aware of. I'm about to say, is the traffic cleared right now? No. There's a car crash. This whole road network's a car crash. But at least they're filtering through now. They're slowly getting through. We'll just give them time. But nobody wants to turn off here, do they? It's a shame. It's a shame. But I'm just kind of eyeing up where traffic would be. Now, we do have the subway network as well in full force. So, hopefully the subway network does its job. In reducing the amount of vehicle journeys. But I'm just skimming around right now, traffic. I think the only traffic we currently got, because of the current time of day, the only traffic that we've got right now is the backlog that we did have. So, once this car crash has been dealt with, because they've all got a filter now into one lane because of the car crash issue. We should be alright. How are they going to get rid of that traffic, that car? I don't know. Now, you could argue, genius idea, Seniac, but it's when rush hour kicks in. That's what I'm scared about. That is ultimately what I'm scared about. But anyway, zoning. They don't want to get any more factories in, apparently. Is that bridged up? How is that managed to bridge up? Right, delete that road and replace it back in. That's weird, isn't it? But I have a lot of factory demand, but the reason we can't get any factories is because factories do not. Oh, no. You don't think, guys. Why is there now no... They don't want factories around these roads? But they'll quite happily take a factory in the residential area. What about offices? They'll quite happily take offices. Maybe I throw offices down on these little sections. Right, it's better to use this. Right, if I get rid of all of that there, because then it reduces the amount of traffic. I do need more factories, don't get me wrong. But it will reduce the amount of traffic around the roundabouts because they're offices. It might increase the pedestrian traffic though. But that is something we can solve with footbridges. So, times are changing, by the way, boys. You can see times are now changing. Why did I not want to build... Is that bridged as well? Very weird, isn't it? I don't know what's even going on there now at this point. But it stresses me out. But this will be quite fun right now. The offices should now build. We don't really have many offices on this side of the sea. But it's crazy how the demand for industry is pushing itself out of the inner city. And it'll take... If I was to have to get rid of all of it, it'll take forever and a day to get rid of all the pollution. It really would take me forever and a day to get rid of all the pollution. Right, we're going to have to sort this train station out. It is a bit of a big issue. Now, I can't extend onto it anymore, can I? No. I'll say, maybe get a little bit closer to the road. But... It is a bit of a pain. I might rejig all of this area anyway and bring one road in that splits into two sides. But I won't do it now though because I feel like we've got this issue now with the industry. I don't know whether whether me building these bridges has just changed the zoned areas, but they just don't want industry. They'll only take it in the residential areas. That's got to be a bug, right? Surely that's a bug. You don't want no more industry within the industrial areas? Are you guys okay right now? That's weird. Anybody else experience that? I don't know if it's a bug or whether it's just my city's changing. I feel like the city just could slowly be changing right now. Right, anyway, did they clear that crash? No, they didn't. But everyone's been forced to go into that one lane anyway, so hopefully the traffic does subside. We've got big traffic down here again. Do you know what? We're going to try and solve this right now. Because it's a problem that's only going to hinder us a lot more. Right, I can go down by a -10. Right, so if I delete this road... and just go across to here. Is that enough to then put the road going across it? What is it? It's a 6-lane road, right? Yes. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. No need now to keep stopping and starting for the trains going over. So the original idea of it and it looking really nice. The original idea of it and it looking really nice is now completely gone out the window. Okay, it's now completely gone out the window. It's all about now functionality. Because this is just too crazy. I mean, I could get rid of this. And it will force them all down to there. Which then, it will then make a lot of people then use this junction. Which we did set it up a little bit better. But I don't really want to overload that junction either. It's either or. It's, you know, you can't really pick and choose one. Right, I think they're now going to be slowly start waking up very soon. It's now 4:30 a.m. in the morning. Where the rush hour will begin again. But the road maintenance truck is slowly just getting here right now. So hopefully he will solve this traffic. He's closing off all the roads. Oh dear God. Nobody shall pass. Or is he just trying to overtake to get through? I don't quite know what he's doing right now. Can you hurry up, please? Okay, he's now literally backed up everything. So we're just going to wait for these vehicles to now be sorted. I don't know how long it actually takes. And he's gone. He didn't even care. He didn't even care. Oh, that's hilarious. But anyway, we should see a lot more filter. I don't like the fact that they're merging here. This is another reason why we got so many issues. It's because they're choosing to go in that way. It's clearly a straight-on road. You can see from the road markings. Oh, dear God. You ever just want to cry? You ever just like, what's the logic in that? Like, seriously. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're here to see the chaos that's now about to ensue from what we've now built from these bridges. So... oh, do you know what I could do? Build this road here. But cut it into there. It might then filter a few more vehicles in. To drive down this way. And to be honest with you, I could also then create an exit. But a one-way road exit. So they can go out this way, but they can't come in to backlog. So that might change some things. But I do need to redo it all. I do need to redo it all. Anyway, they are going to be slowly start waking up shortly. I can now already start to see a little bit of traffic coming in here, there, and everywhere. So, I feel like it's going to happen, guys. I feel like it is going to happen. But my question is right now, should I keep these bridges in? They do look pretty nice, don't they? They do look pretty nice. I'm hoping... oh, they've now solved the vehicle crash. So the vehicle should now start moving again. I just can't simulate the game any faster than what I'm doing right now. It just doesn't want to tick along. This is a nightmare. This really is a nightmare right now. Do you reckon if I... now this is a question. Do you reckon if I single lane it? If I went like bam that way and then went bam... no? I don't know if this is a good idea. This could be a terrible idea. I was hoping... no, because they're still going to make the right turn there. They can make a left turn on that one apparently as well. Will it filter two vehicles in at once? Let's find out. This is a terrible idea and I don't know why I'm doing it. I honestly don't know why I'm doing it. But I just want to see right now. Can it filter in two vehicles at once? I was hoping this would be like the straight on lane. And that would be the right turn lane. But I don't think it's going to work out like that. I almost feel like we need a trumpet junction here. That's what I feel like. No, because they're going to have to wait and give way for these guys here, aren't they? Is also, I mean, but then again, we are technically filtering a few more vehicles. Because these guys are most likely to use the second to third lane, and these are most likely to use the first to second lane. So what you gotta wait for then is this to kind of back through. This is terrible. I feel like I'm just building horribly right now for the sake of just getting rid of my traffic. And what's even more bad is rush hour is about to kick in. Right, there's vehicles turning off there, so we are okay over that part. This backlog, the backlog's now gone, so it's now all clear and free flowing. It's just waiting for these guys here to reposition themselves with their vehicles on this road that I've just upgraded. Because you might start seeing more filter out, but then again, it might cause an issue where these guys are then trying to all turning to the right side. It's never ending. It's never. They're meant to be smart AI in this game. Oh, this is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. Right, keep it going, boys. Keep it going. Keep it going. Alright, can we get a bit more movement? There we go. So, they'll now start flowing, but all these guys in the left lane were now going to start merging in. So in reality, it solves nothing. It just moves the problem elsewhere. Oh, yeah, and then the people in the right lane want to merge into the left lane. Of course, of course. See, not a good idea. Not a good idea. Let's put this back to 2. All right, there we go. Right, we're back in business, boys. We're back in business. Right, anyway. Rush hour is now about to begin. And we've still got backlogs from the previous rush hour. But we've got 2 new roads that kind of pipe us over as well. So that's kind of handy to a certain degree. We've got vehicles able to exit this way. So as time goes on, we should see a little bit more movement on the go. And hopefully these bridges do what they need to do. Hopefully they're going to take a little bit of the backlog. What's going on over here right now? Oh, there's car crashes. That's why there's traffic. But hopefully they take a little bit of pressure off the 2 highway bridges. But hopefully too much pressure doesn't get applied to these bridges. And all that office zoning that I placed down, they're still slowly building it. It's taking forever. This is what the game considers a simulation at this point. It's barely even moving. Barely even moving. But anyway, this will die down eventually, and once it's free flowing, the issue should subside. This is now starting to feel a little bit the pressures, but this is on a traffic light system anyway. We've got the dedicated turning lanes. So when these guys have got the green light, they will then go. But we've got the dedicated turning lane there and there anyway. So it should be free flowing to that extent. So they've got the green light. I'm in triple speed, boys. And this feels like slow motion. This feels like slow motion. Right, off they go. Out of here. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. The little turning slip road is working in full force. There we go. So it works like a real city. We just seem to have quite a bit of traffic. Right, that hopefully dies down then. And hopefully we don't see too many issues along this road. But everything is looking okay, apart from here. Because they're trying to merge in there. Now, it's bad because it's like a 2-lane into a single lane into a 2-lane. Now, this is not good at all. But I'm going to upgrade it to this. To hopefully get some more movement. It's not great. It's going to cause issues. But I've got problems everywhere. We might need to revamp and reconsider our highway network. Because this is looking a little bit too tough these days. We need higher capacities. I mean, this was good originally for what I had. But now what it's trying to serve is shocking. And the backlog begins. Right, I think I need to get out of here right now, guys, before big issues do arise. The backlog of the trucks getting into the train station is going to cause issues on this junction right now. But at least the highway's free-flowing. Yeah. I just take one problem and put it somewhere else. That's all I do. That's all I do. Right, guys, I got to get out of here right now before the city comes looking for my head as the mayor, because I'm just causing traffic problems for days. Should I keep these 2 bridges in? If so, let me know in the comment section down below. But until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.